It's morning at the Multnomah County Courthouse. Soon, this room will be filled with people of all ages and backgrounds whose lives have intersected with the justice system. For many visitors to the courthouse, the first stop is to Graciela Galindo, the Volunteers of America Oregon court navigator.
So I basically work with people coming in, and my job is to create a welcoming, more friendly atmosphere for people coming in. Just saying a hello or, kind of asking how their day is. Someone actually takes in consideration the things that you're going through or could connect through that. I think that helps them.
Far from being the hardened criminals that one might expect, many of the people Graciela will help today are encountering the justice system for the first time.
And they usually are coming in nervous because they don't know where to go and what to do.
An enormous segment of our criminal justice population finds their way into criminal behavior, not because of being evil people who like to victimize others, but rather because they are struggling, suffering, if you will, with the diseases of substance use disorder, which is a brain disease, also known as addiction, as well as other mental health conditions.
But incarceration does not mean rehabilitation. And people are not getting the skills that they need in order to gain a different cognitive structure to change their behavior and lead a successful life.
The best way to rehabilitate them is to provide them with treatment opportunities. The best way to protect community safety in a durable way is to provide them with treatment opportunities. And the treatment courts are an essential feature of that.
Therapeutic courts, sometimes called treatment courts, offer certain types of justice-involved individuals the option to engage in supervised treatment and avoid a prison sentence.
So there's really two options: an individual who's charged with a crime that is substance use driven, so there's some type of substance involved in the crime that's taken place. And those options are they either take the sentence, which could be a prison sentence for a very long time, or we have the option of therapeutic courts, which is meant to engage the client in the moment where they are.
What we do in the treatment courts is not available in any other facet of the criminal justice system. We provide robust oversight on probation with ready access to the full range of treatment services. And also increasingly important, we've found, is we have to have treatment that's culturally specific, culturally appropriate.
What we know is that from every angle, people with lived experience have the ability to meet the community in the most desperate times right where they are and actually engage them in a manner that other people can't.
So what led me to become a recovery mentor is because I was houseless for over 3 decades. And I was in my addiction since I was 8 years old. I've been sober now for 8 years. When it helps somebody move forward, I let them know, like, I used to be where you were at and I had no hope when I got here. And so that's where a recovery mentor fits in, because you get to let them see the hope at the end of the tunnel instead of seeing the dark tunnel that's gonna take them nowhere, right? So the cool thing for the recovery mentor is we work with the team, we work with POs, we work with counselors, and so we offer them support, like taking them to appointments, helping them find job resources, helping them find housing resources, just helping them find community resources that can help them to improve their day-to-day life.
Using these specialty courts to provide services, but also a lot of structure, a lot of supervision to bolster and support that treatment engagement. Over time, we see people exit the criminal justice system and go on to live very happy, healthy, productive lives. And it saves the taxpayer money because those individuals are not being rearrested, retried, reincarcerated. those avoided costs are far greater than the cost that we're putting in.
So that's really what I want to help do, is be part of that change that we all need to see. But if we had more mentors, then it would give us more individual time with our clients. Like if you're a mentor with a 50-person caseload, can you really just drop what you're doing every day to go be a mentor for the person struggling? No.
Back at the courthouse, VOA Oregon Court Navigator Graciela Galindo is offering guidance to the most vulnerable type of client, families with small children. Without other child care options, many parents have no choice but to bring their children along to court appearances.
Some of these, the people that are coming in have kids and they're little kids, and so, I don't think they want their kids listening to everything that's going on.
Whether it is a custody trial, it is filing a restraining order, or it's just paying their speeding ticket, whatever it is, it's important to acknowledge that these families are coming here for a reason. It's already stressful, it's already overwhelming. Our program can help at least reduce one barrier. So Court Care offers free drop-in childcare for any visitor and guest of the courthouse. We serve children ages 6 weeks to 10 years old. A parent walking in these doors are already facing a very challenging situation. Will be able to drop off their child and have peace of mind when they go upstairs that their child does not have to be a part of that situation. They don't have to listen in, they don't have to hear what's going on. They're separated from that. So research has shown that supporting children and families and their parents at that early age really sets them up for success later on. Court Care serves on average 1,000 children per year, and that is 1,000 children that do not have to witness what their parents are going through at the courthouse.
Among the many issues that draw families to the courthouse, one that's seen all too often is domestic violence.
Domestic violence is not just a family issue. It is really an issue that impacts our entire community.
Anyone and everyone, it doesn't matter the socioeconomic status, your race, gender, gender identity.
And so supporting the families and the individuals we can goes on to support the communities and strengthen the communities they're a part of so that we see healthier, more equitable relationships across the board. So we serve survivors with support around protection order assistance of all kinds.
Often it's a scary time for them. They're usually fleeing abuse,
which is often the most dangerous time for a survivor in terms of lethality and safety risk. We have advocates dedicated to assisting them in filling out that paperwork and really navigating that complex process.
And taking that first step is really courageous, and it can be really empowering too. A lot of times when people come in and they're getting the restraining order, that's their first sense of control that they're able to get. It's protecting their whole family. It's helping them get to a safe and stable spot where they can continue living their lives and feeling happy and successful.
Home Free offers robust housing services as well. I mentioned kind of short-term housing supports and assistance. We do eviction prevention, we do relocation, and we do kind of medium-term subsidies, so up to 2 years. And more recently, we have expanded into permanent affordable housing. So what we see is a huge weight lifted off of survivors' shoulders, and what they can then accomplish beyond that is amazing. And it's truly rewarding to be able to see that and just bear witness to that process when survivors can fully engage in healing and moving beyond a life from violence. And we also offer intervention services. So we operate crisis lines so people in the most immediate need can call Home Free or reach out to us in a variety of ways, whether that's our hotlines or our outstation advocates who are placed throughout the community. This past fiscal year, from July 2022 to June 2023, Home Free answered over 10,000 calls between our 3 hotlines. And so we were able to support 10,000 callers on our hotlines with that immediate crisis and safety. Beyond that, we served over 1,000 people with unique individual advocacy needs, providing wraparound support services, and that entails providing over 10,000 types of individual services to those over 1,000 survivors, all with a team of just 14 direct service advocates. It is a challenge, right? We're always needing more support to really reach more survivors and have a greater impact.
Calls come in, and our goal is to return the call. It used to be within 24 hours, now it's 48, but sometimes that's not feasible too.
It's just the challenge that we're facing because of how pervasive domestic violence is.
We want to be offering these services and helping as many people as we can, because we know there are folks out there who need help that aren't getting it.
We could easily expand our staff by 100 advocates, and there would still be the need.
It's near the end of the day at the courthouse, and although many of the people passing Graciela's desk will be starting a positive new chapter of their lives, some will face incarceration.
Sometimes, regardless of whether substance use disorder, mental health issues underlie the criminal behavior, the community response has to include incarceration. But one of the other things that's great about VOA is they have a lot of other services to make really good therapeutic use of their time in custody. They got a lot of time on their hands, right? They're sitting in custody without a lot to do.
And when you're in general population or when you're in state prison, I mean, you might learn how to be a better criminal. We have programming here that we actually spend time with therapeutic hours. We move people into a dorm where people go if they want to have change, if they have hope for recovery and changing, their lifestyle. We call it treatment readiness, because really people who are just getting off the street, they're not ready to fully delve into a life in recovery and change and all the things it takes. So what they need is a really high dosage or really high exposure to hope and recovery. They need mindfulness classes, they need emotional regulation, and that's what they get from our staff. Over 30,000 hours of treatment was happening inside the county jail in a really short amount of time, 18 months. So we'd see people making huge changes with their motivation to seek recovery, to seek sobriety when they finished their stint in jail.
But for many justice-affected people, the biggest challenges begin after their release from incarceration.
You have a little bit of hope, you've got a little sobriety under your belt, and then you get this big chance at freedom. But what does that mean? Where do you go?
Sometimes people get out and they don't realize they have any other choice. And it's about letting people see that there are different choices available to you, and it's just about what you choose for yourself.
So you need to learn new things and meet new people. People like our peer mentors and our clinicians that help people transition from being inside and really learning that skill set they need to succeed and not just do the same behavior over and over, because it's hard to change who you are.
VOA Oregon mentors like Eric Carson work one-on-one with people recently released from prison to help them navigate the complexities of life back in the community.
If they want to go to AA meetings, I'll take them. If they have other errands, or just like last week, a guy needed a new cell phone who's in the program, and he's had some difficulty navigating that. So I helped him do that. Another client is starting payments on getting his license reinstated. So I took him down to the attorney's office who's handling that face-to-face, real-time, so that he can take care of that now. He doesn't need me to intervene. He knows how to do it.
It's not easy to follow all of your appointments and show up for the things you need to and just logistically manage your life. I mean, you need a new housing situation, you need to go to court, you need to, do your community service, and you need to go to treatment for your addictions. It's tough to do it on their own.
That is my main focus, is to get back and help others with what was given to me.
Now, this is a state investment that here in Multnomah County alone has saved $34.5 million and greatly reduced the need to build another prison, and it cuts the rate of reoffense, some people call it recidivism. It's cut recidivism significantly, over 6 or 7 percentage points. So we're here, we're a solution. We're not leaving, we're not changing. If anything, we need more capacity, to help people that we see every day. We need to have better services. We really need to have more staff to provide these services. There is a behavioral health care crisis right now. We have people who need to use our clinics. We have people who need to come to treatment, and if we could invest in programs that are working, we have these amazing results and evaluations demonstrating that what we do works. So that's where I'm going to put my money down. That's where I want to see investment.